Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome specifically to a video on Shademoon. I like to make these kind of videos when there's a lot of dislike of a monster. You know, I've made a video on Rossigon, I've made a video on Talos, and with Shademoon specifically, I don't necessarily love this monster, but I actually find that I do actually quite like him a lot. Now, again, he's not the best magic attacker. He specifically signs at taking on spirit monsters like Sammy, like Zyron, so he is great in that respect. But I feel like this monster has a little more hate than he deserves, and I think it's primarily because of the nerf. Anytime a monster gets nerfed, if a monster was supposed to be good, people go from liking that monster a lot to just thinking it's the worst, absolute terrible monster in the game, which really isn't, it's not really true in my opinion. And to make things worse for poor little Shademoon, is that he was also the team race monster, and this was the team race where Social Boy introduced the thematic quest that you had to like hatch earth monsters and breed nature monsters and whatnot, and it made the race so much more difficult. They also introduced a rank 5 Shademoon, but you had to get 100 laps, and it was near impossible to do 100 laps. I mean, it was pretty much impossible. I think maybe like only 2 teams out of the whole community was able to get 100 laps. But yeah, a lot of players really don't like this monster, and I can definitely see why in terms of his attacking ability. But again, he's not that bad of a monster. In fact, I like him a lot, and you also have to take into respect what kind of player you're talking about. For like the free-to-play player that got Shademoon, that just happened to be in a team that did 25 laps and got him at rank 3, or maybe even got him at rank 2, he's actually quite a powerful monster because of his ability to destroy Sammys and Zyrons, which are definitely very prevalent in player versus player and also in Team Wars. Anytime a Team Wars has some sort of restriction where you can put in a Sammy or a Zyron, you can pretty much expect to see them. And specifically in the Spirits book where Shademoon shares with those monsters, he is an absolute killer. So I've recorded some gameplay, and I'm going to be showing that gameplay using Shademoon and how I was able to capitalize his specific spirit killer niche. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys see this video all the way throughout. And then at the end, hopefully I can do an actual live battle. But right now, you're just going to see basically commentary over pre-recorded videos. Alright, and so let's begin. This is the first battle I want to show you guys. Take a look at who I'm fighting. A 130 Buru that for some reason has team speed, a 120 Sammy, and a 120 Ruby. We're going to click play. Actually, look at my monsters. My Shademoon has 2 level 5 runes. That's honestly very, very poor. And I brought my Neobuki that has a level 10 strength and a speed. And then I bought my Remtar, who I love using Remtar at 100. Great monster, especially when you're slower than the opponent. And so, just based on this, do you think I would really win? Well, spoiler alert, I am going to win the battle. And so here I'm just showing the speed of the enemy. I'm showing my speeds. Again, I'm super slow. Look at that Ruby. That Ruby, yeah, that Ruby gets 2 turns in. Whereas my monsters, Ruby and Sammy, both get 2 turns in before my monsters even get 1 turn in. And anyhow, the first thing that happens is a Ruby explosion. And look at Shademoon specifically, it missed. Why did the attack miss? Oh, actually laying odds. Why did the attack miss? Because it's an AoE skill. And the thing about Shademoon is he has dodge area as his trait, as it's a status caster, but for 2 turns, no AoE skills can hit him. So while my other 2 monsters, Remtar and Neobuki, they got hit by laying odds, not my Shademoon. So that's just one thing. From the perspective of being a player that doesn't have high level runes or lots of ranked up monsters, I still have a chance with Shademoon against a Ruby or a Sammy or whoever it may be. Even if they have a strong attacker with an AoE skill, it doesn't matter. My Shademoon is pretty much going to get a guaranteed turn in because he's not going to be denied and he's not going to be killed by any AoE skill. So that alone is what I like about him, especially because even if you do have a better quote-unquote magic attacker, it doesn't matter. That magic attacker, unless you go first, you can't guarantee he's going to get a turn in. And of course you could bring Elvira and stuff, but let's just keep on going. Let's see what happens. So then my Remtar gets hit with Mineral Blood. I reflect the Mineral Blood. Sammy does. No, he was immobilized. My Neobuki, I'm going to give myself double damage, which was dumb because I don't have enough stamina to do anything else. And then I just did Hard Light Wah to give my teammates a shield. And here's where Shademoon comes in, and where you see like his absolute beauty, specifically with Remtar, because if you guys don't know this, when a monster has skill mirror and then you do a self extra turn skill, you basically get 2 extra turns, which is what I'm going to do. Faceless Vengeance, so I give myself an extra turn, but thanks to the skill mirror from Remtar, I get myself 2 extra turns, so look at that turn order. Now Shademoon has 2 turns. I'm going to do Vanishing Threat and Concussion Blast. First off, we'll do Essence of Clumsiness to make sure the attacks land. For those of you that don't know, when you apply guard down to the enemy monsters, any monster that gets hit with the guard down negative effect, every attack you do is going to land guaranteed 100%, so you don't need to worry about missing. In this case, it didn't land on Ruby, but it did land on Sammy, so now I was confident I would OTK Sammy, and then Ruby was next. Well, Ruby was still a 5% chance to miss, right? But check this out, Concussion Blast, let's see how much damage it deals. It dealt 35k against Sammy, and then Vanishing Threat, it dealt 58k. That wasn't, if Ruby had full life, that was enough to OTK. And not only that, not only did I just kill Sammy and Ruby, I also gave myself evasion. So even if that Barocker was an attacker Barocker with a level 10 strength rune, he wouldn't be able to touch my Shademoon, which is awesome. So Bestial Charge, Bloodthirsty, another extra turn, recharge, goes over to my monster. I'm just showing you what he has. Right now his evasion, I could have killed Barocker, but this was supposed to be a video showcasing Shademoon, so I kind of let Shademoon do everything. So check this out. I have Faceless Vengeance and Concussion Blast. One thing I really love about Shademoon is Faceless. Aside from being the Spirit Killer skill, it also gives him all of his stamina back, so you never have to worry about stamina with this monster. So I do Essence of Clumsiness, I apply the guard down. And when the guard down applies, that also means the stun is going to land. But I don't think I do. In this case I didn't do the stun skill because I wanted to showcase that even if that was an attacker Brock, or again, with being able to cycle, I applied evasion to myself again. So not only did this monster kill Ruby and Sammy, I also gave myself evasion again. So even if Barocker was to attack Shademoon, right? Even if he was super strong, the evasion would protect me. So I was 100% safe. Like, I was always safe throughout this battle. So now I'm just showing you everything again. I think I just recharge with both of my monsters. Maybe I do an attack. Okay, I do Concussion Blast, stun landed. Let's keep on going. I believe I attack him, it missed. I do Solar Storm. I think that, yeah, stamina regen, just for fun. Faceless, which would have recovered all of my stamina anyhow. And I have access to 3 skills again. Essence of Clumsiness to apply the guard down, and then Vanishing Threat to finish him off. So, what do you guys think of that? That showcase of Shademoon, he was quite phenomenal, wasn't he? And so now we're going to showcase another battle. This time I'm taking on a Nation's Pet and a Necromancer. I brought my own Necromancer for the immunity to possession. I get hit with an AoE Gloomy Doom, but look how Shademoon wasn't affected by the possession, wasn't even touched, no damage, or I guess that skill doesn't do any damage, but I didn't get hit with Nightmares, and instead, thanks to my Remtar, it was just a simple reflection. That I did get hit with a single skill, but I reflected it because of Remtar, and now it goes to my monsters. So again, Neobuki's quite tanky in this case, but keep in mind, I have the Spirit Killer skill. In this case, I don't think I gave myself 2 extra turns. And I think I just go with Essence of Clumsiness. Let me see. Essence of Clumsiness, yeah, so it landed only on 1 monster. He gets the extra turn, does Anima. Okay, so now I gotta be a little careful with what I do. I'm pretty sure I can still survive, so I do Faceless Vengeance. He gets an extra turn, that's alright. And now take a look at that. I can OTK them, whereas before I couldn't OTK them. Now I can. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I just killed Neobuki. Yeah, 70k damage, and I gave myself evasion. So did you notice how low of HP I had left? Wow, I basically protected myself. I don't need to worry about dying. So I just attack. Nation's Pet does Flesh Piercer. I reflect the Flesh Piercer. What else? Shadow Yell. I basically reflect that too. And goes back to me. I think I do a shield skill. Or the Stamina Regen skill. Yeah, Stamina Regen. Killed Nation's Pet. Back to me. Concussion Blast. Look at that. OTK thanks to the Spirit. Like, he's not a bad monster. Yeah, he's not the best magic monster again, but different monsters have their purposes. And again, this video is just to showcase where Shademoon really shines and how, given the PvP, the kind of monster you run into, he's not a bad monster. Look, there's a Zyron and there's a Sammy. It's not a Ruby, but it's still Quartz, I think. So let's see how this battle goes. Once again, look at those level 10 team speed, level 10 speed on Ruby, not Ruby, level 10 speed, Emerald, level 10 speed on Emerald, level 10 team speed on Sammy, and I don't even know what Undertaker has, but look how straightforward this battle is going to be. Emerald goes and does, what does Emerald do? Emerald Explosion. But look at that, miss, I love it. Doesn't matter that Emerald is super fast, doesn't matter that Emerald just hit my other allies with an AoE skill. That doesn't even touch Shademoon. I completely ignore it. And again, that Emerald is so fast that it gets 2 turns in, but everything gets ignored. Alright, let's see what happens. I'm going to do Faceless Vengeance, so I get 2 extra turns, right? Yep, 2 extra turns. And let's see. OTK, Emerald again, who has a bunch of life, over 54k with the shield. Essence of Clumsiness to make sure the attack lands, this is one thing you can't say about other magic monsters. Other magic monsters don't have 2 extra turn skills. Other magic monsters don't have one of those extra turn skills that recovers all of your stamina. Other magic monsters don't have an extra turn skill that applies guards down on the enemy to make sure that your next attack doesn't miss. And assuming the worst case scenario, assuming everything goes bad, if you can't OTK, if the guard down doesn't land and you do miss, other magic monsters don't have a skill like Vanishing Threat, which gives you evasion, which essentially protects you. So there I did Vanishing Threat just to OTK. Ideally, I should have done Concussion Bomb against Sammy and then Vanishing Threat to kill Emerald to end off with Vanishing Threat. In this case, I was lucky enough to get my ult, so I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna use my ult, Possessed Armor, just to showcase it. And look what this does, Guard Down, Curse, Confusion. What a lovely ultimate. This is one of my favorite ultimates in the game. It's so powerful. Because Curse, it'll reduce HP by 70% in the course of 3 turns. In 2 turns, it'll do 30%. But because you also possess the enemy, they waste stamina to attack themselves. And obviously, they lose HP because they attack themselves. So now let's see what happens. I think it's a straightforward win from here. I'm probably going to do Faceless to give myself an extra turn. And check this out. I have 2 negative effects, right? So they have 1 turn left. I do Essence of Clumsiness. Well, 2 turns. Essence. So then the guard down landed. So now my attack is going to land even though I have daze. But see how just using those 2 extra turn skills reduced how long those skills were going to land, those negative effects. So yeah, it turns out I've enjoyed using Shademoon a lot more than I thought I would. And I really do feel like oh cool, gems. I really do feel like his dislike is kinda not really warranted. Yes, I understand he was a team race monster. Yes, I understand people were upset that he got nerfed, although I always question whether that actually counts as being nerfed because nothing was ever really official. And yeah, I understand the race was harder than typical races, but I still don't think that really constitutes people saying this monster is trash or garbage or anything, because he is actually a pretty great monster. Alright, and now for some live battles. We're just going to take on the base on the right. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we're going to click fight and we'll see how it goes. Oh, that time he has a life, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. So massive smoke screen, I can reflect it. Look at that. Oh, I can't pause it now. I didn't get hit with a massive smoke screen, but I'm still reflecting everything. Look, pain, I reflected it. It's awesome. I love it so much. I can't get over how quite amazing this monster is. Alright, so I have Skill Mirror and I have Daze. Well, obviously I'm going to do Faceless to give myself 2 extra turns. So, and I have Spirit Hater. I'm going to do Essence of Clumsiness to see if I can land the guard down. And look, I landed it on 2 monsters and I even got my ult. But let's not use the ult right away. Let's just see who I could actually kill. Vanishing Threat kills Sammy. Concussion Blast also kills Sammy. Let's see. Well, we're going to do Concussion Blast on what's his face, and look, because he had guard down, he also gets stunned. And well, we'll just do Possessed Armor because I got the ult, so why not? So they're just destroyed. Actually, probably stunning him wasn't the best idea considering that now he's confused and whatnot. But let's just do Anima. And why does the turn order still show Zyla? Alright, that's weird. Let's do Speed of Light. Let's do Faceless again. Look at that. Just stamina recovery. And if he was to get a turn in, well, Essence to reapply guard down even though he has it. If he was to get a turn in for whatever reason, Vanishing Threat, I have evasion, I'm protected. And it's just the cycling with this monster that I love it so much. His ability to cycle is like, it's unlike a lot of other monsters. Easy victory. Hopefully we can find some more stronger spirit based monsters. Let's find out. And there's quite a few powerful spirit monsters that a lot of players have access to. Neobuki, who is a team race monster. Talika and Kokora, both team race monsters. A lot of players have them at rank 3. Sammy, Zyron, Lum, Baba Yaga. Lots of players have Baba Yaga from previous events like 72-hour challenges. There's just so many of them. And then the War Masters, we have Necromancer, we have Bremtar, we have Sherazar. So there's so many powerful monsters that you can essentially destroy with Shademoon, including Shademoon, obviously. Alright, let's see. Who do we have here? Let's refresh. Let's find a Sammy or a Zyron, a fast Sammy or Zyron. There's a Kokora, so we can kill Kokora, but no, let's refresh again and see if we can find someone stronger. There's an Elvira base, there's Neobuki and Talika. Let's take on the middle base. This ought to be fun. And Selda, even if you do AoE possession, I have my Necromancer, so it's also about team synergy, right? Look at my base speeds, I love it. They're all less than 4,000, and we look at the enemy and they're a lot faster, but I'm pretty sure I'm still gonna win the battle. Like, I'm not even sweating. So let's see what happens. AoE possession, please. Sweaty sleep, nope, but I'll reflect that. What is that? Ignites, and then single target, immune to control. Single target, my team's now immune to control also. Maka, oh, so you didn't. You were afraid of the reflection. That's nice of you. We'll do Speed of Light to give myself Skill Mirror. Faceless, well, actually, let's see how much damage I deal. Ooh, I'm very weak, right? Vanishing Threat doesn't really kill anyone. Concussion Blast doesn't kill anyone. We're gonna do Faceless, give myself 2 extra turns, apply that Spirit Hater, and look at that. Oh my goodness. If I was a tad stronger, if I had a team strength, if I had something higher than level 5 runes, I would be OTKing this monster that has 47k life with an 11k shield, and Talika, who has 47 with 18k shield. That's beautiful. We're gonna do Essence, obviously, to apply the guard down. It lands on everyone. And one thing I love about Essence of Clumsiness landing on everyone is that this also sets up for your other monsters so they don't miss their attack or their deny or whatever it may be. This will make sure a stun lands. So let's land the stun on... Who do I want to stun? Let's see. Who do I find to be the biggest threat? I say Talika might be able to remove stuff. He's an attacker. You're not. Neobuki's not too much of a threat. So let's Concussion Blast to land stun on Talika. Oh, it actually missed. Oh, just kidding. You're immune to control. That was dumb on my part. Well, we'll do Vanishing Threat. And you know what? We're just going to kill Talika. Let's not even bother with her. So I've protected myself. I don't need to worry about the enemy attacking me. We're going to do Anima on Neobuki. That way I can OTK him next turn. And now I'm being attacked. I reflect it. Evasion, double life taunt. Fire strings. Attacking, damage increase, reflection. Thanks you for the damage increase. I'm going to give my team a shield. And I don't need the stamina regen. So we're going to go with the 30k shield. 30k shield with the 50% team shield. And let's check this out. Concussion Blast. Okay, I can kill Saulot. But let's do this. Faceless Vengeance, Spirit Hater activates once again. Concussion Blast, still not too strong. Essence of Clumsiness, Guard Down Hater, Guard Down. So Concussion Blast 34k, Vanishing Threat 58k. So we'll do Vanishing Threat, which again, if something goes wrong, I re-gave myself evasion, so Shademoon is 100% protected again. How awesome is that? Let's go ahead and kill Neobuki. And then Saulot with all that DOT, he came close to dying, didn't quite die. Now he's dead. So, I don't know, what you guys, I used the level 100 team, essentially against ranked up monsters. What do you guys think about Shademoon now? I'm really curious, give me your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't tried out Shademoon and you have him, I highly recommend you give him a try because he's honestly not that bad of a monster. Look at that base on the left, that would have been the perfect base to fight. A 115 Sammy, a 105 Necro, both spirit monsters. Both who Shademoon could absolutely destroy. And remember, depending on who your opponents are, like if you know they don't have the Hardened trait or the Bulwark trait, you can maybe play around with Concussion Bomb, the 50% stun, because after you apply the Guard Down, Essence of Clumsiness, then that 50% stun becomes a guaranteed stun. But right now, I'm really liking this skill set just for the fact that the being able to cycle with this is so much fun and it's so easy. You know, Essence of Clumsiness, if that Guard Down lands, then this is a guaranteed stun. If there's an enemy threat, you can easily cycle to use Vanishing Threat and protect yourself with evasion. And on the next turn, you can pretty much cycle. I really like this monster. Again, I don't necessarily love the monster, but who knows? With enough people hitting him and me using him more and more, I might actually turn out to like this monster a lot. Maybe even love him. But anyhow, this has been a extra monster review on Shademoon. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Seriously, give him a try. With that being said, I'm Armor Gaming, and I will see you all next time.